when we build in Division, usually we want a certain thing, you know what I'm saying? Either we want to melt people, we want to support with flame turrets, or with skills, with secret mines, with sniping people, you know, two-shotting, some form of support or some form of melting. That's usually the general basis of how we build builds. But nobody's really touched on the ults and how we can use these to make ourselves way more lethal in the DZ or in PvE. So I came up with a build that I've been working on that revolves around signature resource ability and getting your ults without necessarily having to rely on skills or rely on waiting almost 900 seconds to get an ult back. That can tilt shift fights in the DZ if you have, you know, if you have an extra tackle on hand. You know, those kind of things to have at all times are just as effective as having one person that's really good with melting or a good heal or you know, so and so. I mixed in between the two. So this build I made can heal and it can get my ult back. So you can see with this gameplay on Lexington, we wanted to try to do speed runs to see how many times I can get my ult before Lit does. And right now I already popped it in the beginning, and I'm already about to have it back before the next fight. So you can see right here when we're in the elevator, you can see how much chunk is left. From the time that we literally go in the elevator to come up, which I guess it's still queuing right now, you can see, boom, my ult is about to be back already. And that's just in the time of waiting to go up the elevator. And the reason I achieved this is because I have skill haste on top with signature resource ability. It's almost like every fight I will have a ult. Like you can see right now, even without skilled, and skilled is the fastest way to get your ult, by the way. The only reason I don't have skilled is because I couldn't roll it on this particular build. But you can see just off of just playing normally, just hitting body shots, hitting headshots, whatever, not necessarily having to get the kill or nothing, just doing damage, I'm able to get my ult back like ridiculously fast. You can see right here, I just popped it when we came out the elevator, and I already have halfway back. Lit hasn't even got his ult the first time, so you can see him clapping right there because we were talking about it. So you can see right here as we go and we wait, usually everybody has their ult to pop. You can see, so this is without me popping crit ult to get the extra crit chance, which is gives me my ult back. You can see right here, just watch my ult. Yeah, it's in fast motion, but you can just notice the difference of how much ult I get literally just by doing nothing but just shooting. So since the SASG crits so much, it's beneficial to me regardless. Like I'm about to have my ult twice before we even got off of the elevator part. So the way I built this, which I'll explain at the after the gameplay, is based off of the crit chance of the SASG. And everybody knows SASG is crazy broken in a variety of ways. This one, in my particular opinion, is one of the craziest because I get so many crits that count, period. Look at all those yellows. It's insane. So that means every time I hit a crit, I get a part of my ult back, which you'll see in the build following how exactly what's set up and everything. I pop a crit ult too early right there, but I still have it. And you can see that I can literally just pop ults at will without having to worry about sitting there waiting for it. If I want to be super offensive, I can keep doing with the tackle, which is what I've been doing. If I want to have defense up all the time, if we're on a certain mission or in a situation in the DZ where we need defense, I'll have that on call. Or I can be the, you know, like the team medic and always have a recovery link just in case. Well, I'll be able to keep myself alive because I have decent toughness, which is over the normal squishy, and as you can see right here, and I'm able to heal myself efficiently since I am rocking an overdose, and I have full skill haste. So you can see right here, I've used my ult one time in the beginning, one time down there. I'm about to get it back again literally right now. I asked Lit to pop ult for me just so you can see how fast I get my ult and how effective it is if I land on my shot. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want you guys to know like what the direction I was going in and what I was thinking about when I was making it. The build video is about to come up right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, man. This build is crazy. So thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the last little clip of us just melting them, you know, abusing Larray as we all do. But anyways, thank you guys for stopping by. Enjoy the build. It's about to come up in a second. I'll catch you then. Top of YouTube, it is your boy Jesimein, and today we have a special build for you guys. I've been working on something through theory crafting, do like trial and error, and it is a signature resource ability build. I tried my best in every form to make this work, and I think this is as solid as I can get it, other than like one tweak, which I'll explain when I get into the build. So without further ado, let's get in it. As you guys can see, my stats across the board, you're not going to be paying attention to those. You're going to be paying attention to the fine details, and that is the talents and the synergy of what I'm using. So I am using an Alpha Bridge, and the reason I'm using Alpha Bridge for those, of course, is because I get to unlock all my talents without having to worry about specking. And since I do want to have somewhat electronics, I want to be able to balance it across the board. So the weapon I am using is SASG, and I only recommend the SASG. I don't recommend this or anything else as far as efficiency, because of the way that SASG crits. So the combo is trained with all crit talents. The only better option I would say you can do, and because I haven't got the Phoenix credit to do it and RNG sucks, is I would roll off my Adept for skilled. Only because when I get an enemy killed, that's 5%, which is like about half a clip or so's work of effort to get my ult back. So that just stacks. When you add that on top of the fact that I'm critting anyways with SASG, the results are insane. Right now, as standing right now, this is a slower version than what skilled would be. I know for sure skill would be 10 times faster, but with this current setup that I have, trained, fierce, adept, and vicious, which is max crit chance, with my good pulse, this will literally get my ult almost 4 times before one of my allies have theirs recovered once. So if we all pop our ult at the same time and I'm going around killing things, shooting players, this will probably work in a GZ too. Probably not as crazy fast as it does with NPCs, but of course it will work way faster than the average player. But I estimate I'll get my ult about twice as fast in the DZ. But when it comes to PvP or PvE content, I will get my ult almost 4 times before they get it once, and that's without skilled. So I can only imagine stacking skilled and I'm actually getting the kills. Since I am able to do really good damage, since I am creating everything, and I have a SASG, obviously, the damage is going to be really good over time anyways. Plus I'm able to heal my teammates, so it is a super support build. So as of right now, like I said, I have trained, fierce, adept, and vicious, and of course I want to try to have as much crit damage and crit chance as possible to make it as optimal as possible. A lot of people can go in between, either relying on the fact that they don't need crits, and if they want to go in more damage, you can also do that. But I built this literally to just support the fact that I get to get my ult and have my teammates with an ult emergency ult at all times. So the build is for Alpha Bridge. So I got Alpha Bridge chest with skill haste and electronics. You go into my mask. I have crit chance on my mask. Make sure you get crit chance on everything. My knee pads have health and firearms. My backpack has health with electronics. Skill haste on my gloves. Skill haste is really important because skill haste does go towards your signature resource ability. So what you want to have is as much skill haste as possible. So you can see I have skill haste rolled right here. And also on every single mod, you'll see that I have skill haste on it. So skill haste on here, skill haste on here, skill haste. And actually I remember, so I have one mod I can use for free basically because I reach max without having full mod, so I just put it towards signature ability resource gain. So that's completely committed to getting my ult back. And on everything I have post critical hit chance mod, so you can go down and you can see yourself, just like I said, any amount of crit that I can get, even if I feel I'm overstacking, my teammates get it too. So if my pulse is doing decently, that means everybody's benefiting from it. Plus I get to get my ult back faster. Plus that means I'm doing constant damage with my SASG in the first place. So that's pretty much the setup. You need 2-piece tactician, of course, so you can get the 2-piece skill haste bonus, which I think is super overpowered. I feel like skill haste should be in the 3rd slot, but I'm not complaining. So 2-piece for the skill haste, obviously, and 4-piece to unlock all the talents. Well, you don't need to run alpha. I mean, if you find a different synergy, like if you want to run reclaimer and just go with a little bit less crit chance and somehow unlock skilled and talented on your SASG, however you want to set it up, that will also work too. I'm no way, shape, or form saying that this is the only way. I just think that this is the best way, because not only do I get my crit chance, I get my talents for free, and I get a little weapon damage as a bonus. So, and I get a 4th talent. So I mean, you can expand it. So another way I can easily run this is have trained, probably talented, and skilled, and then just rely on vicious and my pulse in order to get it. So just so I can have as much, you know, benefit towards it. But honestly, the most optimal way, in my personal opinion, would be putting skilled instead of adept. But adept is also the second best option in my opinion. So you guys saw how it worked. You saw every crit that lands is technically 0.10%. So that means every time I hit 10 crits, I get 1% back. And you see how much crits that come out with this build, as you saw on NPCs, and it's going to be on players unless you're concealed. A lot of things that the SASG does is not, you know, similar to like a lightweight M4 where I'll get like, I don't know, like 13 or 14 crits out of a mag, whereas almost every bullet in the SASG is a crit, and how fast it shoots, that's like shooting 7777777 over until my clip's done. So I can get upwards to like almost 10% out of a mag, out of like a entire magazine of SASG if I'm landing on my crits right. So, and the fact that I'm able just to reload that and start that back over, boom, it's like a never-ending cycle. So for those people who want to play true support and you want to be able to help your team in ways that nobody really does in the DZ, since everybody's, you know, basically wants to melt or heal or Deadeye or Seeker, this is a way to play the game in a different way, in a creative way that nobody can really get in your head about, other than the fact that you're using SASG, but it is what it is. So yeah, this is pretty much the build. There are ways to run it with ammo cache, because ammo cache also gives you faster skill haste, but I mean, I haven't fully experimented with it. I think this is the best way to run it, because you're on the move. You don't have to sit on the ammo cache, rather than, you know, just running around and just laying on your crits. Every time you see NPC, you go after it, because you are, it makes shooting NPCs worth it. And if you add skilled, it makes it that much more worth it. So you're able to always have an ult, whether you want to be the tackle guy, to always have a tackle whenever a team pushes, and you get it in literally like 300% uptime, or you want to be the guy that always has defenses, or the guy they rely on to pop ults. Whatever it is, people will love you for running this build, because you will always have an ult to use. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Really, the actual abilities I use, I mean, of course I'm going to use Overdose, because I am not rocking Vigorous. Just the fact that I get a self heal. You can, like, if you're feeling adventurous, if you want to be able to heal your allies and stay out of the battle itself, you can of course run defib. But I mean, this doesn't really matter. This is all preference. But the pulse does matter, and the reason is because it's more crit chance. It's not a huge difference, but it's something to look into if you want the actual like optimal like type usage out of it. I mean, you can use concealed just in case in the DZ people are using it. You don't want to lose out on that crit chance. But as you can see, I'm hitting 27% on my conceal and 30% on my recon, which is more than enough to hit these crits. So yeah, it's pretty much it. I'll let you see the cooldown actually. Just a natural cooldown, you can see, just because of the skill haste that I have. It lowers it substantially. Like 810 seconds is the normal. Mine's more like literally cut in half and then some on top of that. The talents I use are typical critical save, strike back, on the move, and one is none. You can switch these up. These don't really matter. This doesn't really affect the build, other than precision. Precision, since it pulses them, you know, I mean, even though your pulse comes back like almost instant, it doesn't really matter. You can see my cooldown is 15 seconds, and that's not including triage if I do end up putting on triage, you know what I'm saying? So it's all preference. It's all based off of how you want to play. Triage might be a better option actually, but that's pretty much it. Going into my, so you guys can see my skill haste is 50% capped. That's the highest you can get, and that's possibly the smartest thing, because it does affect everything. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoy. If you guys want to try this build out and let me know about it, let me know how it works out for you. Tell me, did I come on to something, or is it just a waste of time? But anyways, thank you guys for stopping by. Your boy is out.